The Super Nintendo, truly one of the greatest video game consoles of all time. Prepare yourselves as I list my top 10 SNES games ever. This list of favorite games is based on my own personal opinion, which naturally not everyone will share. Sorry if your fave game does not feature, but at the end of the day, I can only squeeze in 10 games. So don't come crying to me just cause Metroid or a Mario platformer did not get a mention. By the way, Super Mario RPG might indeed rock, but I don't believe it was ever officially released in Europe, so it didn't make the cut. Damn, it sucks living outside of Japan or the US if you're into games. Number 10. Super Star Wars. Luke, be a Jedi tonight. Just be a Jedi tonight. Do it for Yoda while we serve a guest a soda. Luke, be a Jedi tonight. Yes, here's a 16-bit rendition of the first Star Wars flick. Well, technically I guess it's the 4th Star Wars film. Curse you, Lucas! Stop tampering with the classics! Anyway, this is a fun platform blaster with some snazzy Mode 7 sections. I might have given it a higher spot in the chart, but at times it's too hard and frustrating for its own good. Number 9. International Superstar Soccer Deluxe. During the 16-bit era, I was really into footy games. On the Genesis, I played Sensible Soccer and the original FIFA loads. On the Super Nintendo, it was Konami's ISS that was my soccer game of choice. Compared to other football games of the time, the graphics are superb, and the gameplay is top-notch too. Right now, Pro Evolution Soccer is considered to be the best soccer game around. Well, Pro Evo is essentially a more advanced version of this game, under a different name. Nuff said. Number 8. Star Fox. Humanoid animals fly about in their air wings and save the day against alien invaders in this awesome 3D shoot-'em-up. The first game ever to be powered by the Super FX chip, gamers of the time drooled over the lush use of polygons. When talking about this game, you cannot avoid mentioning the graphics, but unlike other titles, it has the gameplay to back up its impressive visuals. It is for that reason that it makes number 8 in my chart. Number 7. Final Fantasy VI. The SNES boasted loads of excellent RPGs, so I just had to include one in the top 10. Some people would argue that this is the finest game in the excellent Final Fantasy franchise, and I would have to agree with them. At first glance it looks like the other old-school 2D Final Fantasies, but after playing it for a while, you can tell it's in a league of its own. Loads of playable characters, good story, and in Kefka, we have one of the most entertaining video game villains ever. Take that, Sephiroth, you son of a submariner! Number 6. The Legend of Zelda. A Link to the Past. This was the first ever Zelda game I played, so I have to include it in the top 10 as a thank you for introducing me to one of the greatest video game series around. The player navigates through dungeons in a test of wits and fighting skill. When compared to other Zelda games, it may not be quite as good as Ocarina of Time, but on the plus side, there's no annoying Navi to bug you in this one. Number 5. Kirby Superstar. Yay, Kirby! What's better than a Kirby game? How about a cartridge with multiple Kirby games? Well, that's what Kirby Superstar is. Sure, the games are shorter than a squashed midget, but when they are this much fun, it's a failing which is easy to overlook. As in most games, Kirby can mimic the powers of enemies he swallows. But what's really good is that he can also summon helpers which follow him about. A second player can control the helper, which is one aspect that makes Kirby Superstar better than a lot of other Kirby games which preceded it. Number 4. Mega Man X. The Mega Man series includes some of the finest games ever to grace the original NES. It's therefore no surprise that a 16-bit version of Mega Man features in my top 10. Like in the original Mega Man, you pick a platform level and make your way to the end, shooting anything that gets in your way. Defeating the bosses rewards you with their weapon, and armor upgrades can be collected by finding the Dr. Light capsules which are scattered about. Zero, who has starred in some popular Game Boy Advance games, was introduced here, along with the Never Say Die baddie, Sigma. If you haven't done so already, I would recommend playing this game, be it the original version or the subsequent remakes. Number 3. Super Bomberman 2. Okay, we've reached the final 3, and Bomberman claims the bronze. This is a simple game where Bomberman heads to the exit of each maze-like level. By dropping bombs, the player can clear a path, reveal power-ups, and blow up enemies. The main game's alright, but nothing special. So why do I rate it so highly? Purely on the multiplayer component. Taking on friends in the Fast and Furious battle game is worth the purchase price alone. Playing with explosives is fun. In fact, it's a blast. Number 2. Super Street Fighter 2. The New Challengers. My friends and I were obsessed with Street Fighter 2 when it first appeared. I would say it's one of the main reasons why someone would choose to buy a Super Nintendo. Often copied, but never bettered. This one-on-one fighter has combatants pummeling each other with numerous special moves in a contest to decide the new street fighting champion. This was my favorite version of the game, as it included the original 8 World Warriors, 4 new challengers, and the 4 bosses were also playable. Lots of fun with 2 players, while solo gamers will find a lot of replay value in viewing all the endings and overcoming the harder difficulties. Number 1. Super Mario Kart. Mario and his chums try their hand at some go-karting in what turns out to be the Super Nintendo game I enjoyed the most. The game was a big hit when released, and the series is still going strong to this day. Driving skills are needed to avoid the Mario-themed obstacles if you intend to do well in a race. Sneaky tactics also go a long way in deciding the final result. Power-ups can be used to attack fellow competitors, grant a speed boost, or even reach helpful shortcuts. I'm not a big driving game fan, so the fact that Mario Kart has crossed the checkered flag to claim first place really emphasizes what a great game it is. So there we have it. The top 10 is over, and rather fittingly for a Nintendo machine, Mario wins it. Whether you agree with my choices or not, I hope you enjoyed watching my selection of games. Until next time, thanks for watching, and take care.
Scorpion wins. Fatality.